Hello, royal folks. It's good to see you all here again. This is your regular dose of royal news and analysis. Before we move on to any further details, I would really love to thank you all for your enormous love and support. But before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. Thank you so much for your time and support. Let's start the video now. As Prince Harry tries to rebuild ties with King Charles, a royal expert says his bond with William remains frozen, strained by past revelations. The relationship between Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and Prince William, the Prince of Wales, has hit rock bottom, according to royal experts. The once close brothers, whose bond was admired by millions worldwide, are now described as being in a state of deep freeze, with little sign of reconciliation on the horizon. Royal commentator and former royal editor Duncan Larcombe, speaking to GB News and OK Magazine, described the brothers' feud as worse than ever, claiming that the ongoing silence and unresolved tensions have only intensified the divide. This strained relationship comes despite growing reports that Prince Harry has taken tentative steps toward rebuilding ties with his father, King Charles III, in recent months. Yet, the distance between Harry and William appears more entrenched than ever. For much of their early lives, Harry and William shared a uniquely close relationship shaped by tragedy and duty. The death of their mother, Princess Diana, in 1997 brought them closer together, with both young princes publicly supporting one another through grief and the unrelenting glare of royal life. Their bond continued into adulthood, with William often described as Harry's protector, and Harry famously calling William and Kate Middleton, now Princess of Wales, the sister I never had. But the past several years have seen a dramatic deterioration in that once unbreakable bond. The first visible cracks emerged when Harry and Meghan Markle stepped back from royal duties in 2020, a decision that shocked the monarchy and created widespread debate. What followed were revelations, interviews, and a memoir that have left the brothers estranged. Duncan Larcombe highlighted the gravity of the current situation. There's no doubt the feud between them is worse than ever. So much has happened, and there has been so much betrayal and fury. The longer they don't speak, the deeper the feud will get. The brothers' last significant public appearance together was during the period of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022. Their united presence at events like the Queen's funeral briefly offered hope of reconciliation, but insiders now suggest that relations have only worsened since then. William, notably, has not spoken a word publicly about Harry since their grandmother's passing. Larcombe interprets this silence as evidence of how dire the situation has become. He hasn't said a single word about his brother publicly in the time since their grandmother's death, which is a sign that, frankly, the situation at the moment is just dire. Harry, however, suggested earlier this year that the ball was in William's court regarding reconciliation. Yet, Larcombe argues that William likely views the dynamic differently. I think the apologies need to come from Harry, not William's side. While Harry's relationship with William remains frayed, his ties with King Charles show signs of cautious improvement. Reports suggest that Harry has made efforts in recent months to reconnect with his father. Harry is expected to visit the UK again in late September for the Well Child Awards, an event close to his heart as its patron. Meghan Markle is not expected to accompany him. Royal insiders believe this visit could provide an opportunity for Harry and Charles to meet privately. From what I've heard, Harry is quite keen to see his father. Whether that will happen or not remains to be seen, but him coming over to England is at least a chance for them to meet and start the process of trying to build bridges, Larcombe said. However, the possibility of Harry seeing William during this trip appears remote. Sources close to the brothers suggest William is not ready for such a meeting, fearing it could be more damaging than healing in the current climate. The brothers' rift cannot be fully understood without revisiting the moments that ignited public drama. In March 2021, Harry and Meghan sat down for their explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey. The couple made a series of claims about their struggles within the royal institution, including allegations of racism and neglect. While the couple refrained from directly attacking William, the overall narrative painted the royal family, particularly King Charles and senior courtiers, in an unflattering light. Larcombe notes, the Oprah Winfrey interview was the first big blow because it showed that Harry and Meghan were prepared to speak about the royals, particularly Charles and William, in a way one would never expect from another family member. But the damage deepened further with the release of Harry's memoir, Spare, in January 2023. The book contained deeply personal accounts of family conflicts, including Harry's claim that William physically pushed him during a heated argument. According to Larcombe, this was seen by William as a betrayal of the most sacred principle within the monarchy, discretion. Harry's book Spare was incredibly damaging and made William furious because of the betrayal of family secrets. The memoir's candid revelations ensured that private family disputes were now matters of global discussion, cementing the divide. The ongoing feud between Harry and William has captured global attention, leaving royal watchers and supporters divided. Some sympathize with Harry and Meghan, praising their courage to speak out against what they describe as institutional failures. Others, however, view the couple's revelations as damaging and unnecessary, particularly when aired on such public platforms. For William, the feud carries added weight. As heir to the throne, he is under immense pressure to embody stability and unity. His decision to remain silent on the matter may reflect a strategy to shield the monarchy from further scrutiny. Yet, critics argue that his refusal to engage only deepens the stalemate. Harry, on the other hand, faces accusations of hypocrisy, criticized for demanding privacy while simultaneously publishing intimate details about his family. Still, supporters argue that his openness sheds light on the hidden struggles within the royal family, particularly around mental health. With Harry's upcoming trip to the UK, speculation abounds about whether progress will finally be made. Experts, however, remain cautious. Larcombe suggests that reconciliation with King Charles may be possible in the near future, given the monarch's reputation for being more forgiving. The same cannot be said for William. Harry may be able to build bridges with his father, but with William, the gulf is far wider. The betrayal he feels runs very deep. Royal insiders believe it may take years before the brothers reach any meaningful resolution. The ongoing stalemate reflects not just personal grievances, but also the larger struggle between modernizing the monarchy and preserving tradition. The feud between Prince Harry and Prince William is more than a personal conflict. It symbolizes the challenges facing the monarchy in the 21st century. On one side stands William, the dutiful heir representing continuity, tradition, and the crown's public image. On the other is Harry, the outspoken younger son who has stepped away from royal duties to forge an independent path. Their divide mirrors broader societal debates about duty, individuality, and the evolving role of the monarchy. For many, their story is as much about two brothers as it is about the future of the royal institution. As the world watches, the fractured relationship between Prince Harry and Prince William continues to dominate royal narratives. While Harry edges closer to reconciliation with King Charles, his bond with William appears frozen in silence, weighed down by years of mistrust, betrayal, and public airing of grievances. The question that lingers is whether the once inseparable brothers can ever find their way back to one another, or whether the scars of the past few years are simply too deep to heal. For now, the world can only wait for Harry's return to the UK this September and wonder if it will mark the beginning of reconciliation or merely another chapter in the story of a family divided. So what do you think about this news, guys? Write down in the comments what you think and let me know. Until then, guess we'll just have to wait and see if things turns out to be something after all. Subscribe now and become part of a community dedicated to diving deep into the stories that touch our lives. Your support is more than just a click. It's a commitment to staying connected and engaged with what matters most. As simple as that. Thank you so much.